Guys and gals, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming, and some of you may on Twitter the Gaming Dragon today, and coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Santa Lucia. Y'all, I'm really interested in figuring out the mystery of this game. I can't wait to delve deeper and find out what's really going on behind the scenes, so let's go ahead and jump right into it, shall we? Alarm Chen, you are up, and let's go. Alright. Ooh, excuse me. You ever shut up, Panda? Do you even have a single shred of humor, dude? You ever shut up, Panda? I can see the appeal, haha. I guess she likes her boy's chubby. I really should have helped Zach earlier. I suddenly feel a pang of guilt in my stomach. I really should have helped Zach. What is going on here? What am I hitting? There. Oh, I was going back. Okay. Alrighty. Right. I'm just trying to lighten the mood is all. Your jokes are always at the expense of someone else. That's not true. I make fun of myself all the time. You have so little respect for the opportunities you are given.
Okay, guys, no need to make a scene.
Whatever. Carlos slumps back in his chair and folds his arms. Can't catch a break today, can I? Bryan grabs his backpack and moves to the desk at the other end of the front row.
Oh, dear.
What happened? What happened? Chris manages to chime in after all is said and done.
Just the usual. Everything's fine.
That's good, that's good. A voice carries into the room from the entrance.
Listen to me, you're gonna be fine. This is my room if you need me, okay? Okay.
A barely audible, timid voice responds to Karina's.
Good luck, Zach. Stay calm for me. I'll try.
Wait, that's Zach? Man, what is Karina up to? She knows he's my roommate, right?
Hey guys, hope I'm not too late. Karina! Hi Karina.
Karina, you made it! Take a seat up here and we can get started.
You got it.
She takes the desk next to me that Bryan left earlier. After placing her backpack beneath her seat, she briefly waves at me before turning her attention to Chris. I'm happy to see her, sure, but... what is this other feeling in my stomach? This charming nerd. Alrighty, now that we're all here, welcome to Freshman Seminar Lab.
Woo!
Nate raises his arms in the air and cheers. Can we let Chris speak?
Sorry.
I'm glad you're enthusiastic, Nate. Anyway, I know you guys are wondering what the heck this is, right? Yep.
Not gonna lie, this feels a little unnecessary.
It's my job to make sure you guys stay on track with your studies in the first semester. This lab is part of study group, part class, and part fun. That's vague. Hate to admit it, but the tiger's right. What do you mean?
You said it's a class of sorts, right? What does that entail?
I figured lecture was more than enough. Oh, I get the confusion now. Think of it this way. Lecture is where you read the material, and lab is where you work on the assignments. Why can't we do the work on our own time? Gah! He seems genuinely at a loss for how to respond. I don't know exactly. I think it's part of the initiative to prevent dropouts. We didn't have a lab section when I took this class 2 years ago. So basically, you're winging it. Ah! They left me with a list of ideas. Sweet! Can I have a vote on what to do? I propose we make a lab our designated nap period. Of course you would suggest that. Bryan leans forward to glare at Carlos across the room. That won't be necessary. I already have a plan for what we're doing today. What? Dr. Shannon should have given you all your first essay assignment, right? Yeah. I let out a soft groan before responding. What better way to start developing good study habits than by working on it early? Ah! My second groan is a lot more pained. It'll be fun. Trust me. Does anyone remember what the topic was?
I wrote it down somewhere. Something about what we believe a good society is.
Good job, Nate. That's correct. Chris returns to the chalkboard and finishes what he was writing. Lab Session 1. What does a good society mean to you? It's nothing too formal, but you should still put in the effort. Once you get into the groove of things, doing homework should become second nature. Huh. I usually do my best writing before I go to bed. 1 second, y'all. Oh, yeah. It helps if there's a deadline the next day, too. Alright. I shrug my shoulders. It's only 500 words, can't be that bad.
That's the spirit.
That's the spirit. Chris returns to the front podium and grabs a few pieces of paper. I prepared some brainstorm sheets this morning for you guys. I know I always like group projects, so why don't we turn this one into one, huh? Eh? You'll be able to bounce ideas off each other and really get to the core of the assignment. Oh, this is so exciting! Chris's infectious enthusiasm radiates from his face as he gets ready to pass out the sheets. Oh, excuse me. Why don't we get into groups of 3 for this? Sure, whatever.
I like the sound of that.
Perfect. Chris walks in front of each of our desks and hands us a copy.
Do we get to choose who we're teaming up with?
No, not this time. I don't want you always picking the same partner.
Huh?
I'm gonna assign the groups. How will groups of 3 work? There's 5 of us. I'm joining one of them, silly. Oh, it's gonna be one of those sessions, I see. Let's see. His eyes dart between us, most likely analyzing the group combinations. Bryan and Carlos, I think you two could use some time to get to know each other. Pardon? You can't be serious, dude. Oh, but I am.
And I'll be joining you two so we focus on the project instead of squabbling.
Man, I know what you're trying to do. But El Tigre and I go together like water and oil. Watch your tongue, Panda.
Oh, this is gonna be so much fun!
His words would sound like sarcasm if they were coming from anyone other than him.
I suppose that leaves the 3 of us as a group, right? Uh-huh.
Chris nods his head while pulling a loose chair close to Carlos's desk.
This works.
Bryan, we're waiting for you. But I just got comfortable over here. Without another word, I grab my things and take the desk behind Nate's. Karina follows suit not long after. So...
Might as well get started, right? Have you looked at the sheet yet?
She taps a finger on her copy.
You gotta appreciate the effort Chris puts in. It's easy to tell he made this from scratch.
Yeesh. You think the school would give these guys a little more help running this thing? She shrugs her shoulders and pulls out a pencil from her backpack.
Maybe they're just letting mentors run the lab how they see fit.
I suppose. I look over at Chris's group. He sits there smiling and reading out things from the sheet. The other 2, however, are doing their best to face away from each other. I don't know what Chris was thinking, forcing these 2 together.
The topic is what we believe a good society is, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Well, would you like to share any ideas?
Not really, no.
Really? Really?
The sides of my mouth curl. What's there to talk about?
It does seem pretty obvious, huh?
No killing, no stealing, I don't know if I can say that on YouTube. No speciesism.
Sure, but how do we structure that into a coherent essay? Why, we can't just list things off, you know.
Good point. Why don't we... I nearly jump out of my skin when a loud roar cries out from the other side of the room. Oh, just in time for me to pause it, too. Nice. I nearly jump out of my skin when a loud roar cries out from the other side of the room.
Why don't we...
God, it's doing that thing. Okay. You have 0 ambition. Why are you here? Why do you care so much about this? You act like everyone's in your way. Newsflash, dude, you're kind of an asshole.
Guys, let's not...
I take my studies very seriously. You disrespect the entire institution with your attitude. Heh, whatever. Like I said before, you don't know me. And more importantly, I don't owe you a damn thing. So get the fuck off my back, alright?
They're at it again? It's getting pretty old for sure. God, can't they get along for 10 minutes? Is that too much to ask? Poor Chris, he looks so defeated.
Yeah. Carlos and Bryan are about to start another phase of their argument. Splitting up like this wasn't a great idea. I need to do something about it. Sorry guys, but someone has to do this. I get up from my seat and head over to the other group.
Please, stop fighting!
Chris.
Bennett!
I think we need to split the groups up a little better.
You think so? I think we're doing fine.
I angle my head slightly and give Chris a mocking expression.
You think this is fine?
What are you getting at, Ben?
Clearly you two aren't getting along, so let's fix that situation, okay? I'm gonna pair up with one of you so that you're no longer together.
Ooh, I like this idea.
Bennett, are you sure you want to do this?
I nod my head. Yeah, it's gonna save us all a headache down the line. Alrighty. Who do you want to work with, then? There you go. Bryan can be a bit lazy, but at least he's reasonable. I think I'll have a better time working on the essay with him instead of Carlos. Bryan, I want to team up with you. It's because you've got a man crush on me, huh? Shut up. Fine by me. Are you okay working with just me, Carlos? I prefer that by a mile. Then it's settled. Woo, great job, Ben. Took one for the team. Don't put it like that. Bryan moves back to the desk he had earlier and waves for me to follow. Come on, dude! I'd rather not give the tiger any more ammo. Let's get started. Right, okay. I take the desk next to him, dropping my backpack on the floor below and pulling out my copy of the brainstorm sheet. So, what does a good society mean to you? Oh boy. Work on the essay goes surprisingly smooth after settling the confrontation. By the time I'm satisfied with how I've written my outline, Chris speaks up. Alright guys, that should be a good start. We've got some other things to do still, so let's move on. This shouldn't take long to write. I think I'll do it as soon as I'm back at the dorm. I'll admit, working on this right now did kinda help. It would have been tough to get everything figured out on my own. See? I'm not wrong. If you manage your time properly, you will have less stress later. Yeah, Mr. Overachiever. Still would have I'd rather done something else. Do you always... Just ignore him, Carlos. He grunts while stuffing the worksheet into his backpack. Now, I just need to plug in my laptop to the projector. Eh? I look up and see Chris is fiddling with some cords on the podium. There we go. The chalkboard lights up with the image of a computer desktop. I look up at the ceiling and see there's a device I didn't notice earlier hanging over my head. Chris pulls down a white screen that was rolled up above the chalkboard, making the projection clearer. I hope you're ready for a fun assignment now. Another assignment? Trust me on this one. This year's mentors all came up with this idea together as a way for our students to get to know each other. Isn't that what... one second, y'all. I need some water. Okay. Isn't that what orientation is for? Well, not exactly. Then what were all those icebreakers about? Gah! I love icebreakers. Are we doing another one? Give me a sec. I'm opening the webpage. My ears perk up when the sound of the classroom door opening reaches them. The room quickly goes silent. We all turn our heads to see who's there. No way. Ah, there you are. Can't believe I forgot what room you were supposed to be in, dude. Russel? My jaw hangs open. Who are you? I don't think you're in our mentorship group. Oh, don't worry. I'm not participating in the program, if that's what you're asking. Russell winks at me while taking the desk behind me. Just stopping by. Hello, mate. How can I help you? Chris stops what he's doing for a moment to address the intruder. You don't recognize me, do you, Chris? I don't think I understand. Realization seems to slowly dawn on him. Russell, I thought you dropped out. You look different. I changed a few things about me since we last talked. Not that it really means much to someone like you. What are you doing here? Chris angles himself so he's protected behind the podium. Funny you should ask that. He leans forward and pats my shoulder. I'm here to make sure you don't screw up my friend Ben. Russell, please. Trust me, kid, I'm doing this for your own good. Bennett, what's going on? I'm sorry, Chris, I don't know... I can see you're as oblivious as ever, man. Have you even paid attention? He prefers to be called Ben, for Christ's sake. What? Chris on the ropes, Russell stands and starts approaching the podium. Relax, I'm here to help. I don't think I need any... He manages to close distance quickly, wrapping an arm around Chris's neck and pulling him close. Remember what you owe me. I tried listening into what's being said, and I can only make out certain words. Russell lets the trembling shepherd out of his grasp. Glad we could come to a little understanding, old friend. But please try to be civil, okay? Come on, civil's practically my middle name. He returns to his seat next to me and smiles. What the hell? It's all good, kid. The other's staring awe at what just happened. I'm sorry, can I get a little explanation?
I second that. Oh, right.
Alright, kid. Long flight mix. Okay. I'll handle this, Chris. He stands up again and addresses the rest of the class. My name's Russel Lyons, and I'll be joining your lab session from here on. Think of me as old Chrissy Pooh's new assistant. Heh. Is that even allowed?
Well, not...
Of course it is. Chris and I go way back. Don't we, Chris?
Yeah, we do.
Good enough for me. The more the merrier.
So we're getting 2 mentors for the price of 1. That's hella lit. I don't know about this, you guys.
I can understand your concern, I really do. I'm just here to look after Ben and make sure he has a quality education is all. Karina's eyes fall on me.
Ben?
I've had enough of this. Carlos stands from his seat and approaches the lion. Huh? You're a lot bigger than you look sitting down. It is clear that you're not supposed to be here. It's time for you to leave. Great, another Blake. Do not make me call the police on you. Alright, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right here in the middle of this confrontation. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, leave a super thanks or a tip if you can, it always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!